What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood back with another exciting review. Today's review is going to be of this Hasbro Marvel Legends Korg Build-A-Figure of Groot. This is a teenage Groot. As you can see, he is getting older. If you kept up with the films, Groot was a full-grown tree thing. I know he's not a DC character, but I consider him to be a member of the Green. He was a full-grown one of those. He died at the end of the first film, and he's grown ever since then. As you see on the side, there is more images of teenage Groot, and this is specifically from Thor: Love and Thunder. Groot is a Thor character. If you look at the back, you'll see other characters from that film, with the only one not being a typical Thor character is Star-Lord. Again, Star-Lord and Groot are from the same series. And I have this Gore. I don't know if I'll ever get around to reviewing him. I'm not a big MCU person, so I don't have too many MCU figures. I have some, like I have the Star-Lord that came with Ego years ago. And again, I do have the Gore. I don't think I have any versions of Chris Hemsworth's store. I don't have any Valkyrie, even though I want her initial outfit where she's in mostly white. Got this at Ollie's for $9.99 when I bought some NBA figures, and I had my daughter with me, my youngest. I had both of my kids with me, but my youngest daughter, I was like, oh, should I buy Groot? And she was like, yeah, so I bought her. I've only seen him a few times there, so I didn't want to keep pushing it back and then not be able to get him, because I did want this figure. Anyway, I'm going to take a break, bust him out of his plastic prison. I'll be right back. Alright, so here's Groot freed from his plastic prison. He comes with a few accessories. The biggest one, and it's not always going to be an accessory, but is this Korg's torso. I usually don't go over the Build-A-Figure pieces, but I do think the detail in his belt is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm just going to put him to the side, or put that to the side. He comes with a gun, the blaster rifle. Just one solid piece of gray plastic. It does have a hole on the barrel, so you could attach a blast effect. And Groot has a gripping hand on his right hand with a trigger finger. So let's see how he holds it. I don't know how it will be held. Just putting it with the trigger finger on the trigger doesn't let me hold it the way I thought. I'm just going to put that down for now. He also comes with some accessories for his hands. So if you want him to have more tree-like appendages, he has these too. So that's cool. There's some brown plastic with some green paint on them. Let's see how they plug in. Let's see how easily they... So he has a tentacle here. That's cool. And this one looks like it would be able to grab, but I don't think it actually will hold anything. Maybe if he wanted to grab something from across the room, if I can get his little finger in there. But that's cool. I might even display him that way. I'm going to put his hand back on for now. And then the only other accessory, why did I do that, is a proper trigger finger. So this one can grab, but this one actually has the trigger on it. I thought that was a left hand. That's why I so eagerly put that original hand back on. Yeah, I still don't know how he would hold this. His fingers aren't really making sense. I guess he has it. Yeah, I guess he could. Yeah, not the best. I'm going to keep that trigger finger on there. It doesn't make a difference. In his other hand, his left hand is just another open hand with the index finger also separate. Let's take a look at our boy Groot. He's all brown with some green paint on the front, none on the back, none below the knees. They could have added some more green. His head looks like a jar or a pot with plants. So he's growing. He's got some peg holes on the bottom along with some design under there. So he would make a footprint. He's got the black eyes. The thing I like about Groot is he could just be, I mean, yeah, he came from the movie, but this could be anything. It doesn't have to be movie version. I like that you get different Groots throughout the figure line. Like I got one that's a little tiny one from the second Guardians, and I got one that's in a pot. That's just a pot. Other than that, I have a Build-A-Figure arm. I think it's just, it might be the whole arm, but yeah, it's way bigger than that. It's I think full-size Groot. But he looks good. I wish there was some paint on the back because there's lots of detailing. There's no brushing. So a customizer would probably have a field day with him. I mean, he looks like he'd be fun to paint. There's no problem standing, I guess because of the base, how large the base of his foot is. He doesn't want to, oh, he's going to fall over eventually. Yeah, he looks good. This guy's got a little hunch to his shoulders and his neck. Let's go over his articulation. Let's say this was the base where he started. And you can look down, look up. There's a hinge there. There's a ball, or a peg rather. So the neck's not going to give you any extra movement. His head's going to rotate 360. Give you attitude, plenty of attitude. Arms. Wow, I'm disappointed. They can't give you a full T. But they can rotate 360 at the shoulder. There is no bicep cut. He has a single jointed elbow, but it also has a swivel there. And he has his hand is going to rotate 360 with a horizontal swivel, and there is a horizontal hinge, not swivel, a horizontal hinge on both hands. His left hand's a little stiff for me. I think I might have even, nope, he got it. I thought maybe I popped the hand out the little socket. Torso, he has just the one piece of articulation, and he rotates 360 there. It's like in the middle of his abdomen. His feet, as you saw briefly when I was trying to get him to kick. Let's see how much of a split he can do. He might not balance because his feet aren't good for that. They're rounded, so it's hard to get him on a, he's not going to balance because of the way his feet are. They're not shoes, so they're not even. There's no thigh cut. Single jointed knee, just like the elbow, is not going to give you very much range. Oh, he kicks forward that much. Kicks far. I mean, kicks back not much at all, you would think, but he has a pretty blocky buttocks. Just like the elbow, there's a swivel there that allows you to rotate at the knee. There is his foot, which is on a forward-facing rocker. So he's got pivot and rotation. That's his articulation. I just wanted to see what it would look like if I turned this foot around. So again, since it's not a shoe, don't necessarily have the same limitations. You have some of the same. You have some, and some aren't the same. Let's get his height. Teenage Groot, almost 6 inches. Almost 6 inches. I can't speak today. 6 inches. Let's compare him to some other figures. Let's compare him to another MCU figure, and Eric Killmonger, and a Power Ranger, and Devin. He is shorter than both. Devin doesn't want to participate today. He's about to face plant as soon as I let him go. And I'm just going to let him. Yep. Groot shorter than both. Let's try with Lucio and Zed Moore. He's taller than... Alright, so where his face is, he's shorter, but the top of his head actually makes him just as tall as Lucio and taller than Zed Moore. Excuse me. And then there's John Jones and Lando. Same thing. Where his face is, he's shorter than both, but where the top of his head is, he's actually taller than Lando. He is still shorter than John Jones. And maybe she'll stand up, maybe she won't. It's Andra and Vixen. Shorter than both of these ladies. And for our final size comparison, I'm going to compare him to the big boys of the crew. Roadblock and Titus O'Neil. And obviously he's way shorter than them by more than a head. But Groot looks good. Groot looks really good in my opinion. I wish he had a little better articulation. And I wish they had applied some more green throughout. Like, up at the top, it's fine. Maybe they should have just added it to the bottom and to the back. But I think it's done well where it is. It doesn't need to be more there. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you for stopping by and watching this video. I appreciate you for hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. And I appreciate you for commenting down below. I'll answer any questions you have. Or if you just want to tell me which version of Groot in Marvel Legends form is your favorite, I'd be glad to have that conversation with you. Anyway, action figures speak louder than words.